Hello YouTube, and in this video I'm going to be showing you a concept that probably most of you guys know, but for those who don't know, this is the shift command whenever you're building. So whenever you open up a inventory item like the furnace, it takes you to that screen, but if you hold on the shift button while you right click, you will be able to put a item on top of that inventory. So I did notice this when I was exploring FedEx's Gaming's trampoline. The link of that is down below in the video in case you guys want to see more of his work like this. But to me this was a relatively new concept since I've never used that before. So I did test it out, all the different materials that you can play around with in the creative world. Basically, you can put in a circuit right through the block. You can put rail tracks on it. You can put chests on top of each other quite easily. And then you can always put buttons down on different faces of your furnace. So that you can do different things. Okay, so basically I do have a bunch of items that I want to introduce. The first one here is the hopper. The second one in the middle is the dropper. And then the last one is the dispenser. Just a quick overview, the hopper allows you to drop items from top to bottom onto the chest that it is interacting with. You can reverse it either way. And then off to the side here we have the dropper. Once you activate it with red circuitry, it will of course drop the item. The dispenser is a little bit different. It does act like the dropper, but depending on what items you put in, it can also enact something. So with the arrow, it will just shoot it off into the distance. So that's pretty cool in case you want to do other things like a fire charge, as well as monster spawns. But those are some of the things that you can do with these common items. So with the dropper here, what I've done is that I've created a chain over here so that we can start moving items from one to the other. Typically it moves either 1 or 2 blocks ahead, but whenever you put it in a chain like here, it doesn't drop items outside of this line. And I'll show you here with this guy as well. So this one, okay, let me build the circuit. So I'm going to break this, and then I'm going to reattach it so that we get a repeating circuit. So essentially that guy should travel from that side all the way over to this chest. And then of course you're going to power it up right in the middle of that line. But over here, whenever it interacts with the open air, it's relatively messy. So going back to the hopper concept here, you may notice that the shape of it is different. So whenever you're facing the intended target, the little tip moves towards it. So let me show that to you guys again here. So we're going to try to build a chain that moves all the way over here. And that one's dropping down below. So let me focus on that guy. That last one did not work. Okay, so essentially once we put in a bunch of hoppers here, you should be able to drop right in. And then there's the proper way to put the half slabs on top of this. You're going to put it on the bottom, not the top, so that both of them can be interactive. So let me put in the redstone again. So this time, whenever it pops the objects, it's going to land on those hoppers and the half slabs, and then it should move it over to the chest. So it's a very useful concept whenever you're trying to build monster traps or to farm them. So pull one up here. So the wooden half slabs below, those aren't connected to any of the hoppers down below, but the stone ones are. So as soon as they drop, you notice that if they do, the drop items do land on the wooden pallets, the one without the hoppers underneath it, it's just going to stay there. But if it does land directly on top of the cobblestone slabs with the hopper below, it will drop it right into this guy here. So another interesting concept with the droppers is that you can create a vertical line with them, so that you can bring your items from the bottom of the trap all the way up to your base. So yeah, show you guys here how that's done. So as soon as you flood the signal here onto this block, that will power up this guy here, as well as this chain, and then it should cycle all the way up to the top. There are other more efficient ways of doing it, but I find that just having a repeating signal here will eventually route the item all the way to the top. Sorry about the weird cut, but I needed to show you a concept here. So I've attached a dropper right below this brewing stand, as well as a hopper off to the side. So with the brewing stand and the furnace, depending on how you use the objects above or to the side, you can affect the inventory. So with this guy, if you put the hopper right above it, it's going to feed the furnace. So if you actually put it to the side though, that's where the fuel will go. So let me take the coal out of this, and then we're going to put down the ore. So that's going to feed the ore right on top of it, so that it can be smelted. If you put a hopper right below it, as well as a chest, you can put in your output for the day. The neat thing about this is that you can use different materials. You can put in sand, gold, ore, whatever, and it will do it all without much fuss. So off to the side here, I've developed a quick way to put down potions down here. So let me show you that. So once you have your inventory full, you're going to position yourself so that you can drop the completed potions right over here, and then just activate this guy, and then put down your fuel and whatever ingredients you're putting in. Alright, so I believe that's it, guys, and thank you for watching.